So the question of the will to really do the real things to solve it, how can we trust that this secretariat and this government will have it? Because they seem not with that belief.
Yeah, I understand, and we recognize that sentiment across a section of the populace. But the truth of the matter is that the political will, the needed political will to deal decisively with illegal mining is abundantly present as of now.
Really?
Not only in the routines of the president, but in the disposition of the sector minister. And there's reason to that effect. Of course, I have had cause to state on a lot of platforms that if you want to deal decisively with illegal mining, what you need, that sole ingredient, is not even reformed legislations or robust combative mechanism. You need the political will. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, right from the start he took office up to now, has been on the beats. The sector minister has also been on the beats, and that is not just mere rhetoric. If you look at the raft,
we're not looking at being on the beat. But
exactly.
See, the promise was to repeal L.I. L.I. Is it 2462? But that wasn't done. That really put a lot of people like Awula Sewa and co. disappointed because they felt that what you told them in opposition was that you will repeal. But you didn't.
Now, on the matter of L.I. 2462, first off, I think it's important for us to put in context, and this is not we trying to be evasive or skirting around the issue. L.I. 2462, properly so called, does not even fall within the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. In as much as the thrust of the law is about illegal mining and concerns us, that law, as enacted in November 2022, came from the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, MEST. And so properly, we would have wanted MEST to deal decisively with that matter. But of course, like I'm saying, we cannot also be evasive and say that, okay, because it didn't emanate from us, we cannot be part of the conversation, especially when it borders directly on illegal mining. Now, L.I. 2462 was promised. There was a promise to repeal L.I. 2462. As of now, what is on the table is a proposed amendment to the effect that the discretionary power that was initially embedded in the president and the minister to arbitrarily, so to speak, grant access to mining forest reserves has now been blotted out. Now, not to justify the non-repeal as of now, but if you look at the essence of the amendment, one may want to say that it is as good as a substantive repeal. And this is why that argument perhaps may fly, because the main problem with L.I. 2462 was the fact that, of course, it granted that discretion to the executive. As of now, that aspect has been blotted. And it is not also the case that the repeal has been completely swiped off the table. No, it has not been completely swiped off the table. I mean, government as of now is only, we want to say, is it 6 or 5 months? Because 6 months old as of now. I want to use a very simple scenario, if you would indulge me. If, for instance, I tell you, SKB, that I was going to commit a certain amount of money to you. Let's say that I was going to give you 100 Ghana cedis within a specific duration. Let's say that in a month, I told you that I was going to give you 100 Ghana cedis. Then, in the first week of that promise, I give you 80 Ghana cedis. You would have every reason under the circumstances to trust that I'll fulfill the full length of my obligation. Because if in 1 month I said I'm going to give you 100 Ghana cedis, and in just a week I've given you, let's say, 80 or 90 Ghana cedis, there is reasonable assurance and certainty for you to hold on and believe that then the rest of the money would come. How is it connected to the situation we have? If government said that, okay, at that point we were going to repeal L.I. 2462, all right, within a short space of 6 months, with all the other crucial interventions that have been rolled out so far, there has been a significant amendment. Why then should we now throw our hands in despair as though the final repeal may not even happen at the end of it?
Know that,
especially when there was no specific...
You know that when you promise someone to give him something and you end up getting that power that could have afforded you the opportunity to give the person that gift, and you don't give the gift, but you give a certain something else to say, oh, take this for the meantime, you erode the confidence and trust the person had in you.
That is when the timeline.
So when you talk about the political will,
that is when the timeline has elapsed. But as of now, out of 4 years mandated by the good people of Ghana, we've done only 6 years.
Okay.
And within this duration, I'm saying that a significant or a crucial, a vital aspect of the law has, as of now, been blotted out. Indeed, that has not even been the bone of contention. I want to put on record that this is not a justification or a compensation, so to speak. But if effectively the thrust and the substance and the meat of the matter is no longer on the table, that is the discretionary power that the executive had, then we are making some significant progress. And that is why we shouldn't throw our hands in despair.
I struggle to see where you think you're making the progress, because since that thing happened, you've listened to Awola Sewa, Erastus, Dr. Ken Ashibwe, and all of those people who've been fighting this since from the beginning, say that this is not what we want, this is wrong. And you examine that to mean that you've shown some commitment to it. Therefore, you conclude that you are showing the will to deal with galamsey. And the people who are seeing this are not seeing it the way you are seeing it from.
The fight against galamsey
you are seeing it.
It's certainly a process. It is not an instantaneous event.
Okay.
It's not one of those fights that can, one of those battles that can be won immediately. So the point I'm making is that it is work in progress. Yes, a repeal was promised back then. As of now, we are in that same spirit of doing away with the law through the instructive amendment that has been made, contained in the proposal. So why then should we throw our hands in despair as though there's been a certain forfeiture of promise? Not necessarily, because it is still in that same tangent. The amendment that we have now is still within the spirit of doing away with the law. That
you wanted to go around.
Paa Kwesi, is you speak for this administration, so I think I'll hold on with you now.